Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're going to do a gear review of what I used at Finnish Brutality 2019. For Finnish Brutality 2019, I went with a very minimalist approach. I signed up for the optics division because it had a very low gear requirement as say compared to armored TST. And the reason I went this minimalistic was I was traveling to a foreign country with weapons and I wanted to keep a minimum gear footprint to carry around with me. So let's take a look at what I took. Here you have an overview of everything that I used for the competition other than my hearing protection and cameras and whatnot. So I had my Franken M4, and if this rifle looks familiar, this is the exact same rifle I used in Desert Brutality 2018. Please check the description box for the link below. And the only difference since then is I've added a Gunskin to it as the paint job was getting pretty beat up. Once again, if you want to see how that Gunskin worked, check the link below in the description box. For a pistol, I went ahead and took my XD9. And the reason I went with that was simply because it's a low-cost pistol, and if I had any problems or it got lost in transit or anything, it wasn't like losing my Hudson H9 or one of my MR73 revolvers. To support that pistol, I went ahead and just used a simple GI issue web belt along with an M12 holster. And check out below again for our review of the M12 holster. But really, guys, unless you're in an IPSC style competition where how fast your draw matters, the M12 is hard to beat. It securely retains the pistol, and there's not much that doesn't fit in it. And for carrying magazines, I went with a very low profile mount. I went with the UW Gear Bandolier, which allows you to carry 4 magazines plus 2 pistol magazines or whatever else you want to attach to it with a strip of MOLLE webbing. Okay, I'm not going to go too depth into the rifle, as you know, because like I said earlier, I've used it at a different competition. I went real deep into what I did with it there. The only thing I've done since then is basically add a Gunskin to it. So there you go. It's a pretty much plain Jane Franken M4 rifle. All the parts are mixed and matched, and kind of just built it up to be the way I wanted it to be. Probably the biggest note to the rifle that I can make on this thing, because it did perform flawlessly for me. I have no complaints. The rifle performed. If you've watched the competitions, you'll see a couple stages where the shooter didn't perform, but yeah, the rifle performed. And here's the biggest note, is if you look along the edge of the magazine well, right here, and along the edge of the trigger guard, you can see that the decal of the Gunskin is getting torn up. And basically what that's from is letting the rifle hang, hitting the buckle of the GI web belt. And this happens. If you have a painted rifle, it would get scuffed up. I'm not complaining, but it is something to be aware of. Another area of the rifle that got a bit scuffed up was right along the bottom of the handguard near the front end of it. And that was because the BMP is rough. Yeah, the BMP has metal edges. I was bracing against metal edges, and yeah, the recoil just acted like a little bit of abrasive action. Once again, I'm not upset over this. I think it's just fine, and it's normal wear and tear on the rifle. And the good thing about a Gunskin is you get a lot of extra material with it. So I've got more than enough pieces that if it really starts bugging me, I can go back and patch this stuff up. Next, the handgun that I used was a plain Jane Springfield XD9. Completely unmodified in any way other than at some point in owning this pistol, I forgot when I did it, I changed the standard sights that came with it to XD night sights. That's it. That's the only thing that's different than it was when the day I bought it. Long time ago. Matter of fact, I bought it so long ago the assault weapons ban was still in place. And as I said earlier, one of the reasons I took this pistol with me, it's low cost, it's easy to replace. If God forbid something happened, it got lost in transit, had an overzealous custom official in either country seize it, you know, it wasn't a great loss. It was easy to repair. My gosh, Palmetto's got them so cheap right now, it's unbelievable. They're cheaper than surplus Glocks. And also, it's a different pistol. You know, as I suspected from things I'd seen online and from last year's Finnish Brutality, that pretty much everybody was going to be shooting some form of Glock and some form of AR. And you know what? That tended to be true. For being in Finland, you would think there would have been everybody shooting AKs or RKs. No, that wasn't the case. Most people shot an AR and most people shot a Glock. Just be a little bit different. And, you know, The pistol's got good ammunition capacity with 16 round magazines, and it's essentially a Glock, although because it's polymer, that's its Glock lineage. It has the grip safety of a 1911. It has the grip profile of a Browning high power. It's got the slide of a SIG 229. It's got the 3-dot sights of a Beretta M92 and many other pistols. So all in all, you know, it's got the best of both worlds, and I figured not everybody would have one there. The UW 4-mag Bandolier. Not much I can add to this, because if you check out the description box below, I've got links down there to 2 other videos I've done on this really awesome piece of gear. This is made by John Amons down at UW Gear. This is awesome stuff. You guys really need to be supporting him because he makes just fantastic gear. The thing performed awesomely in the competition. I've used it in Desert Brutality 2018. I lent it to a friend who used it in Desert Brutality 2019, and it's performed greatly. You have 2 pockets that'll hold 4 magazines, and a row of molly you can add whatever you want to. As you can see here, I had a simple Blackhawk double mag pouch to it, and that was more than enough for the match. Now, one of the great things about the Bandolier is it's a system for retaining the magazines. You pull down and you have this little tab that tucks in under here, and when you have 2 mags in it, that'll retain it. You take a mag out, that's when the Velcro comes into play, and immediately just snugs down and holds your other mag in there from flopping out. And that's a great system. Last but not least, the M12 holster. I've kind of already commented on it, and of course, as I've said so many times, check out the link below in the description box for our review of the M12 holster. But this is just rock solid kit. Brutality type events are not like IPSC events where getting the gun out of the holster is important by all means, but it's not going to make or break your speed time on the event. What they are brutality events are events that require you to not lose the pistol. That is paramount, because that usually leads to a DQ, and then your whole stage is blown, possibly your match is blown. And the M12 holster does its job of retaining the pistol excellent. I've used it for Berettas, Glocks, XDs. Pretty much the only thing I found that doesn't really fit in it is a Hudson H9, and the new M17 is super snug. That's about the only detriments I have for the holster in this configuration. It's low cost. I mean, they're all over Amazon right now in the $30 range. And of course, GI pistol belts, you know, if you're paying more than $15 for them, you're getting ripped off. It's a very low cost way to carry your pistol. Can't go wrong with it. We hope you found this video of the gear that I used at Finnish Brutality 2019 helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future competition videos.